Hello everyone, I am Kajal Jha, lecturer in Praveen Patil College of Diploma Engineering. Unit 4, 8051 Instruction Sets and Programming, Electrical Engineering Department. Subject code is 2232 22421. Okay. In a previous video, we done with the addressing modes of the 8051 microcontroller. 8051 microcontroller. In this video we will done with in this video we have to see what are the instruction sets or what are the types of instruction sets are used in the 8051 microcontroller. So now we will see. That is a group of instructions. So if the question is asked, describe the group of instructions in a 8051 microcontroller with a suitable example, then you have to describe that what are the instructions are used in the 8051 microcontroller with its example. So depending on the operation they perform, all the instructions are divided in a several groups. So first is arithmetic instruction, second one is the branching instructions, third one data transfer instruction, fourth logical instructions, after that stack operation instruction, and last one is the boolean operation instructions. Okay, so the first part of each instruction called as mnemonic and indicate the operation of an instructions to be performed, such as copying, then addition, after that logical operations. So mnemonic of the instruction commonly are short form of the operation being executed. For example, if you have to you means you have confused in mnemonic. Mnemonic means simple, in a simple words mnemonic means what? Move. Okay, that is the instruction move. So move is used, this is nothing but what? It is the short form, okay, of that operation. Move means what? We generally copied the instruction, copied the content of the register, one register to its another registers. Okay, so this is mean move is nothing but what? It is the mnemonic. Okay, this is nothing but mnemonic. For example, increment r2, that is inc r2 means what? Mnemonic increment. Inc means what? It is a short form of increment. So inc is nothing but what? Mnemonic of that instruction. So increase register r2. After that ljamp exit, that means ljamp is nothing but what? It is long jump. This is the short form of long jump. So it is nothing but the mnemonic of the instruction. So long jump exit to address is specified as lab5. Okay, like that. So one by one now we will discuss the instructions. So first is arithmetic instruction. So arithmetic instruction, so first is, okay, in a arithmetic instruction, there are four operations, that is add, after that subtraction, then multiplication, and last one is the division. So we go one by one. First, these instructions are perform the several basic operations like addition, subtraction, division, multiplication, etc. After that, after execution of the result, okay, after execution the result is stored in the first operand. That is nothing but add a, okay, add a comma source byte. Okay, this means what? Its function is addition of a source byte, okay, with the accumulator. Here a means accumulator, short form of accumulator is here a. Okay, so description is what? Operation is what? A here add or add c. Okay, addc means what? Add a source byte with an accumulator and with carry. Okay, means what? First operation is add, its function is what? Add accumulator. After that add c, that function is what? Add accumulator with carry. So syntax is what here? Add a comma operand. Operand means any register, okay, or add c, add c a comma operand. Description, in a description, add A and add C, both add the value of operand to the value of the accumulator, leaving the resulting value in the accumulator. The value operand is not affected. Add an ADDC function identically except that ADDC adds the value of the operand as well as the value of the carry flag, whereas add does not add the carry flag to the result because it is normal operation. Okay, so it does not add any carry flag to the result. But if we use the instruction ADDC, okay, if we use the instruction ADDC, then that means what? It add the carry flag in the result. Okay, this is the difference in between the ADD and ADDC. ADD means what? We don't add here carry flag, but in ADDC we add the carry flag in the result. So a carry bit is what? Is set if there is a carry out, means if we do the simple addition, then the carry is generated, then the carry bit is set. Okay, in other words, if the unsigned sum value of the accumulator operand, and in case of ADDC the carry flag is exceeds 255, carry is set. Okay, otherwise the carry bit is reset or cleared. Here add instruction is used normally to add a source byte to its accumulator. Okay, so while adding unsigned number, the carry flag indicates an overflow occur. If overflow is occur, okay, means it is greater than 255 value. Okay, if it is greater than 255, then the overflow is occurred. Overflow is occurred means what? That is, overflow flag is set. There is a carry from bit number 6 but not from bit 7. So the carry of bit 7 but not bit 6, otherwise overflow is cleared. When adding signed numbers, overflow indicates a negative number produced as the sum of two positive numbers, or a positive sum from two negative numbers. Okay, so example, if add, okay, that is here auxiliary wait, we done with auxiliary carry first. And auxiliary carry is what? Bit is set, there is, if there is carry out of a bit 3. Okay, bit 3, if carry out from bit 3, then auxiliary carry flag is set. In other words, if the unsigned sum value of the low nibble of the accumulator operand, and in case of the ADDC the carry flag exceeds the 15, the auxiliary carry flag is set. Means if the addition is beyond 15, okay, or carry flag exceeds 15, then auxiliary carry flag is set, otherwise the auxiliary carry flag is reset. Example, before addition, suppose the accumulator contains 2h and r0 contains 05h. The above instruction will add r0 with a. Then instruction, how we can write that? Add a comma r0. Okay, you don't write add r0 comma a. Okay, this is wrong. You have to write that add a comma r0, because the result of arithmetic operation is always stored in accumulator. Okay, because a is used for the purpose for storing the results of the arithmetic and logical unit. Okay, so add a comma r0 means after addition, because r0 contains the value 5 and a contains the value 2, then after execution of this instruction, that is add a comma r0, we get the result 07, which is stored in accumulator. Okay, so the value of a now 07h. Okay, after that AB, MUL AB means multiplication, that is function is multiply accumulator by B. Operation MUL, syntax is, okay, how you can write this multiplication. So Okay, that is MULAB. First you have to copy the numbers from the registers R0 to R7 into A, or you can directly put the values in register A and register B. After that you have to done the operation, that is MULAB, that is MULAB. Okay, description: multiplies the unsigned value of the accumulator by the unsigned value of the B register. Means, in short, the value of A is multiplied with the value of B. The least significant byte of the result is placed in the accumulator. Means, whatever result is come, the least significant, means LSB of that result is stored in the accumulator and MSB of the result is stored in the register B. Okay, in short. After that, carry flag is always cleared here, because the overflow flag is set if the result is greater than 255. That is, if the result is greater than 255, then here overflow flag is set, and if the most significant byte is not 0, otherwise it is clear. Okay, this is MUL operation. After that, DIV operation. Function what? Divide accumulator by B. Okay, operation is div, that is nothing but this is the mnemonic for division. Syntax what? Div ab, means you have to take two numbers or two values, you have to copy the two values in register A and register B first. After that you have to perform the division operation. How you can perform the division operation? Use the instruction div ab. Here no space in between A and B. Okay, you have to write continuous A B. Then after that, the divides the unsigned value of accumulator by the unsigned value of B. The resulting quotient is placed in the accumulator, and the remainder is placed in the register B. Okay, here simple. Likewise, in a multiplication, the LSB bit is stored in A and MSB bit is stored in B. Likewise, here in division, the quotient is placed in accumulator. Okay, the result. Okay, of the result, the quotient is placed in the register A, and the remainder is placed in the register B. So the carry flag is always cleared here, but the overflow flag is occur when the set if the division by 0 was attempted, otherwise it will be clear. After that, SUBBA, okay, source byte. SUBBA means it is nothing but it is the operation. Okay, it is nothing but it is the syntax. SUBBA source byte. Function is what? Subtract source byte from the accumulator with borrow. Okay, in addition carry is generated, but in subtraction borrow is generated. Operation SUBB. Function subtract from accumulator with borrow. Syntax SUBBA comma operand. Description: SUBB subtract the value of operand and the carry flag from the value of the accumulator, leaving the resulting value in the accumulator. The value operand is not affected here. The carry bit is set if a borrow was required for bit 7, otherwise it is cleared. In other words, if the unsigned value being subtracted is greater than the accumulator, then only the carry flag is set. Okay, the auxiliary carry, that is AC bit, is set if the borrow was required for the bit number 3, otherwise it is cleared. In other words, the bit is set if the low nibble of the value being subtracted was greater than the low nibble of the accumulator. So here overflow flag, what is the effect on an overflow flag? So the overflow flag bit is set if a borrow was required for bit 6 or for bit 7, but not both. In other words, the subtraction of a two signed bytes resulted in a value outside the range of the signed byte. Okay, so that is nothing but it ranges from minus 128 to plus 127. Otherwise it is clear. If the value is in between that, it is set, or if the value is not in between, then it is cleared. After that, branching instructions. There are two kinds of this instruction. First is the unconditional jump instruction. In that, after conditional jump instruction execution, program control transfer to a new location from where the program continues the execution. After that, conditional jump instruction. Okay, if some condition is met, okay, if some condition is met, a jump is executed, otherwise the program normally proceed with the next instruction. Okay, it is about the branching instruction. That is, here are two type of branching instruction or jump instruction. First is the unconditional and second one is the conditional jump instruction. Means what? In a unconditional jump instruction, the program control transfer to a new location from where the program continues the execution. In a conditional jump instruction means what? A jump is executed, otherwise the program normally proceed with the next instruction. Okay, this is called as jump instruction or branching instruction for the and a machine control instruction. Okay, so first is ACALL, that is ACALL address 11. So function is absolute call. It is its function. Okay, this instruction function is what? Absolute call. Okay, absolute call, that is syntax is ACALL code address. ACALL code address description. ACALL unconditionally calls a subroutine at the indicated 11 bit. Okay, address 11 means what? 11 bit absolute code address. ACALL pushes the address of the instruction that follows ACALL onto the stack. Least significant byte first, then after that most significant byte second. The program counter then updated, so the program execution continues at the indicated address. So the new value for the program counter PC is calculated by replacing the least significant bit of the least significant byte, of the program counter with the second byte of the ACALL instruction and replacing bits 0, 2 of the most significant byte of this program. So ACALL instruction is used to call the unconditionally call a subroutine at the indicated 11 bit. Okay, ACALL pushes the address of the instruction, which is the next instruction immediately after ACALL instruction, onto the stack. The program counter is then loaded with the indicated value, okay, indicated address, so that program execution here continues. So if we see the examples here, the bit 3 to 7 of the MSB of the program counter remain unchanged. Okay, only 11 bits of the program counter are changed by ACALL instruction. Hence, subroutine can be call located within the 2K block. Example, suppose stack pointer SP contains 07H and the label fact, okay, and the label is fact. Okay, whatever label you can give, means label is name is also there. Is that a program memory location 0345H. After executing that instruction ACALL fact, okay, so return address is stored on the stack location, that is 08H and 09H, and the PC is located with the 0345H. Okay, that is program memory location, which continues the execution from this address. Okay, means this is the starting address 0345H, which continues the execution from this address only. So the length of the bytes is nothing but here 2. Okay, so next is a jump address 11. So function operation is a jump. Function is absolute jump within 2K block. Syntax a jump code address. Here a jump means the A jump is unconditionally jump to the specified code address. The new address for the program counter is calculated by replacing the LSB of the program counter with the lower byte of the 11-bit address specified in a jump instruction, and replacing bits 02 of the MSB of the program counter with the remaining 3 bits from the 11-bit code address specified in the A jump instruction. Okay, after that the bit number 3 to 7 of the most significant byte of the program counter remains unchanged. Hence the 11-bit destination address must be within the same 2 KB block of the program memory. Okay, suppose example is the label down. Okay, the label is down is at program memory location 0123H. The instruction A jump down is at location 0345H and loads the program counter with 0123H. Okay, if this is nothing but the program counter will load by the address is 0123H, which is program memory location. After that, CJNE destination byte and source byte. CJNE is function is compare. Okay, first these instruction first compare operand 1 and operand 2. After that it jump if not equal. Okay, after that it if jump is not equal, means CJNE is what? Compare jump if not equal. Okay, means first the operation is what? Comparison. After that it is not equal 0, then jump. Okay, so description: CJNE compares the value of operand 1 and operand 2 and branches to indicated relative address if operand 1 and operand 2 are not equal. Okay, if operand 2 and operand 1 is not equal, then it jumps. Okay, if the two operands are equal, program flow continues, means next instruction will executed. But if it is not equal, then it jumps. Okay, to relative indicated relative address. Okay, and following with the relative address. So the carry bit is set if operand 1 is less than the operand 2, otherwise it is clear here. Okay, means what? If example, if the accumulator contains a 34H and R7 contains the 56H, the following are the instructions in the sequence what? CJNE R7, comma, hashtag 60H, and here name label is what? If we say the label is down. Okay, if we say here label down, CJNE R7, comma, hashtag 60H down. Okay, comma down. After that means what? R7 is loaded with the value 60H. After that, if we next instruction is written, that is down. Okay, that is label here. Label is what? Down, and in down label JC R JC RQ hashtag low. So what here are if R7 is less than 60. Okay, if R7 is less than 60, then it will jump to the next instruction, means what? Jump to the CJNE R7 again. But if it is greater than 60, then it will follows the next instruction. CJNE sets the carry flag and jump to the instruction at label down. Okay, at label down. Then by checking the carry flag, JC instruction decides whether the R7 is greater than 60 or less than 60. Okay, this is nothing but the meaning of that example. So next is DJNZ. DJNZ is what? Decrement. First decrement, after what we will do? Jump if not equal. Okay, jump if not 0, sorry. Jump if not 0 means what? Decrement a byte by 1 and jump if not 0. This is the function. DJNZ decrements the value or of a register by 1 first. After that it will compare, means if we'll check the value, it is if it is 0, then it jump. If it is not 0, if If it is 0, then it continues the following further instructions. If it is not 0, then it jump. Okay, so if the initial value of the register is 0, decrementing the value will cause it to reset to 255. Okay, that is 0 into FF hexadecimal. If the new value of the register is not 0, the program will branch to the address indicated by the relative address. If the new value of the register is 0, then program flow continues with the instruction following the DJNZ instruction. Okay, this is meaning of DJNZ. After that, jump at the rate a plus dptr, operation jump, function jump to data pointer plus accumulator, syntax what, jump at the rate a comma dptr, jump JMP jumps unconditionally to the address calculated by the adding the value of dptr with the value of the accumulator, and then loads the resulting address to the program counter, which is the address for subsequent instruction fetch. Okay, means what, this condition provides the memory location or address, that is nothing but it is the combination of accumulator and dptr, and it will loaded, or it will loads the resulting address to which the program counter have to program counter, which is the address for the instruction which we have to fetch next. Okay, after that, JZ REL. JZ is nothing but function is jump if accumulator is 0. Syntax JNZ, then real address, REL address. Description, JZ is the JZ to the JZ branches to the address indicated by REL address if the accumulator contains the value 0. If the value of accumulator is non-zero number, then program execution continues. If the number is 0, means accumulator is 0, then it means jump operation is done. But if the number is not 0, means accumulator is not 0, then continues it continues the program, means it continues the next instruction, okay, following the JNZ instruction. Here JZ, that is if the contents of the accumulator is 0, then JZ instruction jumps to the address specified in the instruction. Otherwise, it continues with the next instruction. The address of the destination is calculated by adding the signed relative address specified in instruction to the program counter after incrementing the program counter twice. Hence, the accumulator is not modified and no flags are affected here. For example, you can write it like that: JZ UP1 or JZ down, okay, JZ up. Okay, after that JZ up 1, then decrement A. After that JZ up 2. If the accumulator contains 00H, after the execution of a DEC A, that is decrement A, then program execution continues at instruction identify the label UP2, that is means up to. Okay, this is nothing but JZ. After that, L jump, address is 16. Operation L jump, that is long jump, function is long jump. Syntax L jump code address. Description what? L jump unconditionally to the specified code address. Means L jump is said, that is nothing but here we perform the long jump. It means it is jumps unconditionally to the specified code address, which we will specified in the program. After that, RET is nothing but written from the subroutine. We will write RET at the end of the program, that is written from the subroutine. Syntax is RET. RET is used to return from the subroutine previously called by L call, that is long call, or the A call, that is absolute call. Program execution continues at the address that is calculated by popping the topmost 2 bytes of the syntax. The most significant byte is pop of the stack first, followed by the least significant byte. This is nothing but the RET return. Okay, that is nothing but return. Then RETI means return from the interrupt. It is written from the interrupt. RET means return from subroutine program, and RETI means return from the interrupt. Syntax is RETI. Description: RETI is used to return from the an interrupt service routine. RETI first enables interrupt of equal and lower priorities to the interrupt that is terminating. Program execution continues at the address that is calculated by popping the topmost 2 bytes of the stack. The most significant byte is pop of the stack first, followed by the least significant byte. RETI functions identically to RET if it is executed outside of an interrupt service routine, because RET is used for subroutine program. Okay, so remaining instructions we will see in the next video. Thank you.